Hello everyone, this is Reema, your biology educator from V-Learning. So V-Learning is an online educational platform where we provide quality education for all. So to get all the benefits from our channel, do subscribe to it and also like it, share it with others so that someone out there get access to quality education. So in our previous class, we have started with a new chapter, right? So what was that? Chapter number 2. So we have started with your chapter number 2, which is your biological classification. So under that chapter, we have completed what? We have completed the types of classification and we have also seen the kingdom Monera, isn't it? So today will be your lecture number 2, which is Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia, and virus. So we are going to learn all these things in detail in today's class. So this is your lecture number 2. Clear? So that is your lecture number 2. So let us start this today's class without any delay. So first one is your Kingdom Protista. We haven't completed this kingdom in the last class, right? We have just got the gist of that. Today we will be learning this Kingdom Protista in detail. Clear? So what is this Kingdom Protista? Now we have seen that Kingdom Monera. Monera means all the bacteria, all the prokaryotes are kept in one group, right? But in Kingdom Protista, these are the organisms which neither comes in plant category or in the animal category. So where to keep them? We are keeping them in a separate kingdom that is known as your Kingdom Protista. So these organisms, they behave both like plants as well as like animals. So whenever they get this sunlight, they can prepare their own food. And they are what? They are autotrophs as well as they are heterotrophs. Clear? So you can see in this picture amoeba, right? So amoeba is a protista. Clear? You all studied about this, isn't it? So you can see the structure of this amoeba. Now let us see what is this Kingdom Protista. What is this Kingdom Protista? As I have already said that it is a single cell eukaryote. So Protista are the single cell eukaryotes. And who has given that? It was given by a scientist. His name is your Ernest Haeckel, right? Yes. So, yeah. So you can see that it is a single cell eukaryotes, isn't it? So who has given that? The scientist's name is your Ernest Haeckel is a scientist who has first time discovered this kingdom in the year 1866. Clear? This is important MCQ question. So remember this. Now where these organisms are found? These are the organisms which are basically found in the water, right? So they are aquatic organisms. So they also live in the body of animals like as parasites. So the most of the protista are your aquatic organisms. Some they also live inside our body. They are known as what? They are known as your parasite. You know, I have discussed about you what is the parasitic mode of nutrition, isn't it? So they live inside the body of a host. They use that body as a host and they derive the nutrition from their body. So those organisms are known as your parasites. Clear? So they are mostly aerobic, right? So aerobic and anaerobic, you know the difference. What is aerobic? They need oxygen, isn't it? Anaerobic means can survive without the presence of oxygen, isn't it? So they are mostly aerobic. This kind of organisms are aerobic. And reproduced by both the methods. We have seen the two methods of reproduction, isn't it? One is your asexual reproduction, another is your sexual reproduction. So they reproduce both by asexual as well as your sexual mode of reproduction. Clear? So these are all the characteristics of your Kingdom Protista. Now how they move from one place to another? They don't have hands, they don't have legs like us, isn't it? So how they move? So the locomotion is by the pseudopodia, right? So the locomotion is by pseudopodia. Now you can see here, this is the amoeba, isn't it? So these finger-like projections, these are nothing but your pseudopodia. Clear? So this is your pseudopodia. So with the help of this pseudopodia, they move from one place to another. So pseudopodia and cilia helps in the movement of this protista. Clear? So example, as you have seen here, amoeba and then paramecium, some more example like euglena. These are all what? One protist. So they are categorized into three major groups. Clear? So photosynthetic protists, slime molds, and your protozoan protists. Now let us see one by one in detail. Yes. Now what are these photosynthetic protists? Photosynthetic means what? They can prepare their own food, right? They are autotrophs. Clear? So this photosynthetic protista, they are again classified into three major types. So what are the three major types? One is your chrysophytes. Clear? Second one is your dinoflagellates. Third one is your, yes, euglenoids. So these are the three classes or the three types of your photosynthetic protista. Clear? So now we will see one by one in detail. So I hope you all are writing all these things. So note it down. These are very, very important. So listen carefully. So chrysophytes. So what are these chrysophytes? Under this, here comes diatoms and your golden algae. So chrysophytes, under this category comes your diatoms and golden algae. So these are the diatoms which are mostly aquatic. They are found in the oceans. Clear? So, and most terrestrial also. So most of them are found in the aquatic, like in the ocean or the sea. Some are also found in the terrestrial habitats. And each cell has a large central vacuole. So these are the photosynthetic protista. They have got a large central vacuole. So as I was saying that the plants, they have got a large central vacuole, right? So they have got a large central vacuole. Clear? And also, whenever we are talking about plants, they have got a cell wall. So what is the cell wall made up of? Yes, the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Clear? And also, they have got a glass silica-like structure. So, on top of the cellulose, they have got a glass silica, right? So, which helps them in staying forever, right? So they are indestructible. So this kind of chrysophytes, that is protista, they are indestructible because of the presence of your glass silica, which is your indestructible in nature. So the cell is made up of cellulose. Now what is this cellulose exactly? Cellulose is nothing but a complex polysaccharide. So it is a polysaccharide. So it is a polysaccharide which is present in your plants. Clear? And it has got covering of glass silica which makes it indestructible. Next is your the cell wall. It has got two overlapping that looks like a soap box. So as you can see here in this picture, this is the picture of your diatoms. It looks like a soap box. So it has got two overlapping. So here what happens, on top of this is one overlapping, this is one overlapping. So it looks like a soap box. So now let us see the characteristics first. So how it looks like a soap box. Clear? So it has the two overlapping. So what are the two overlapping? The upper half is known as your epitheca, right? And the lower half is known as your hypotheca. Clear? So as you can see that it has got two halves, right? So what is it is known as, the upper half is known as your epitheca. Clear? And the lower half is known as your hypotheca. So they also have got chloroplast, which helps them in the preparation of your food. So the chloroplasts are basically yellowish brown to greenish brown. So what is the color of the chloroplast? MCQ questions can come from this. So it is your yellowish brown to greenish brown in color in case of your diatoms. Clear? how they reserve the food? They reserve the food or they store the food in the form of your oil. Clear? So they store the food in the form of oils. Clear? Next is they are important photosynthesizers. So as you know that plants are they can perform photosynthesis, isn't it? From there we get the oxygen. So they are important photosynthesizers. So when they come and occupy here, it looks like a heap-like structure. You can see in the seaside, the algae or the diatoms, it looks like a heap-like structure, isn't it? Now let us see the structure of this diatoms. So as I was explaining, it looks like a soap box, right? And it has got two halves. So what is the upper half? It is known as epitheca, isn't it? So it has got two halves. Now let us see the second one. The second one, that is chrysophytes. It is your golden algae. Clear? So these golden algae are what? They are unicellular. They are basically unicellular. And where they are found? Yes, they are found, algae, they are found in the moist places, isn't it? So they are found in the fresh water and also acts as an indicator of the polluted water. So they are generally found in the moist places or in the water and it pollutes the water. Clear? So this is the picture of your golden algae. It looks like that. So far we have learned about what? We have learned about the chrysophytes. Now let us see the Dinoflagellates. What is this Dinoflagellates? It is also one type of the photosynthetic protist, isn't it? So they are also mainly marine and photosynthetic organisms. So they can perform photosynthesis, isn't it? So they are photosynthetic organisms. And you can look in this picture. It is very colorful, isn't it? So they look, this kind of protista, they look very colorful. So they are also important phytoplanktons. So phytoplanktons, what do you mean by this phyto? Phyto means what? Phyto means light. Clear? So they can use the light energy and they can produce their own food. So they are nothing but the small plants which we can see in the oceans. So they are known as your phytoplanktons. The small plants which you see inside the oceans. So they are phytoplanktons. Clear? And what is their cell wall made up of? As we have seen in the chrysophytes, their cell wall is made up of what? Yes, cellulose, right? And the cell wall here, it is made up of your cellulose. Same. So the cell wall is also made up of cellulose. So what is the color you can see? They appear as what? They appear as red, they appear as blue, purple, green, isn't it? Different colors. So they appear as red, blue, green, brown, yellow, many colors we can see. And release the toxins in the sea water. So they are also toxic. So they release the toxins which are very harmful for the marine living organisms. So they release large amount of toxins which can harm the life of the aquatic living organisms. Clear? So one of the algae, that is gelatinium. So gelatinium, it releases huge amounts of toxin. It is a red colored dinoflagellates. So it makes all the sea, it looks like red in color. So whenever this toxins are being released, it is very colorful. So as a result, it will also make the water colorful. Clear? So this is all about your dinoflagellates. Now you can see in the structure of this, it has got flagella. So this dinoflagellates has got two flagella. So when you talk about flagellates, means it has got flagella. So it has got flagella. So you know what is the function of flagella, right? It helps in the locomotion. Clear? So here you can see it has got transverse section, right? And it has got longitudinal section, isn't it? So it has got two flagella. One is transverse flagella and one is longitudinal flagella. Clear? And it has got also two parts, isn't it? This is one part and this is also another part. So, like the diatoms, it has also got two halves. Clear? And the upper half, as usual, it is known as apitheca. And the lower halves, it is known as hypotheca. Clear? So, this is all about your dinoflagellates. Next, let us see the, yes, euglenoids. So, in euglenoids, they are also one type of the eukaryotes, right? So, they are single cell eukaryotes. So, where they live in the fresh aquatic habitats, like or in the damp soil also. So, they are found in the moist areas, in the aquatic habitats, and also in the damp soil. Clear? So, they are unicellular flagellate protists. So, as you can see that they have got flagella here, right? They have got also two flagella. One is your long flagella. And here you can see the small flagella coming out. So one is your long flagella and one is your small flagella. So how they move? They move by contraction and relaxation. So they need to contract their body for movement. So they do not have pseudopodia like amoeba. They have to move by contraction and relaxation. And here you can see that they also have what? They also have chloroplast, right? So this chloroplast helps in the preparation of your food. Clear? And also they have got a big nucleus. Euglenoids have, or euglena have a nucleus too. So, and the cell wall, this part is known as your cell wall. So the cell wall is made up of your pellicule. So the cell wall is made up of what? It is made up of your pellicule. Clear? And next one is your, sexual reproduction is very, very rarely seen in euglenoids. So in euglenoids, sexual reproduction will be rare. But they reproduce by asexual mode of reproduction, that is by fragmentation. Clear? So that is all about your euglenoids. So example is euglena, as you can see in the picture. Clear? So next, let us see the slime molds. So what are these slime molds? They will avoid the light and they prefer the moist area. So they are generally what? They are saprophytic protists. Remember this is an important MCQ question. So the slime molds are your saprophytic protists. So what do you mean by saprophytes? Yes, saprophytes are what? Those organisms which survive on dead and decayed matter, right? So they are saprophytes. Clear? And they are also called as fungus animals. Now, why they are called as your fungus animals? Because they show the characteristics of both fungi and animals. Clear? So that's why they are known as your fungus animals. Clear? So they are found in the terrestrial places which are rich in decaying organic matter. So they are found in the terrestrial places where there will be decaying organic food. Clear? And what is their body made up of? The body is covered with a mucilage having gelatinous consistency. So their body is having a jelly-like substance, that is gelatinous consistency. And locomotion is by pseudopodia. Pseudopodia is what? Pseudopodia is your nothing like but the finger-like projections, right? Pseudopodia is nothing but the finger-like projections which helps them in movement and to grab the food. Is that clear? So this is how the slime mold looks like. Clear? Next one, let us see. The next type is your protozoan protist, the last one. So far we have studied what? So far we have studied the photosynthetic protist, right? Then we have studied the slime molds, clear, which are saprophytes, isn't it? And then we are going to study the last one, that is your protozoans protist. Clear? So what is this? These are the three types of your protista. Clear? So protozoan protist, what are they? They are also what? They are also unicellular eukaryotes. As you know that Protista are unicellular eukaryotes. They perform all activities with one cell only. Clear? So they are unicellular. Yes, they are unicellular and they behave with animal-like behavior. Yes, and they show the behavior of animals because they are what? They are heterotrophs. Because they are heterotrophs, or they are what? They are parasitic in nature. They follow the parasitic mode of nutrition because some live inside our body and cause diseases too, like malaria. Clear? Malaria is what? Malaria is a protozoan disease, right? So they are microscopic and colorless. Yes, they are microscopic and colorless. Next is your all protozoans are heterotrophs and they live as predators as parasites. As I have already said that they are what? They are your heterotrophs and some are what? Some are parasites. Clear? So this is a paramecium. You can see the picture of it. So this is all about your protozoan protist. These are the characteristics. Clear? Now let us see what are the four types. They are divided. This protozoan protista is divided into four major categories. Clear? So the four major groups of them are your, number one is amoeboid protozoans, then flagellated protozoans, then ciliated protozoans, and sporozoan protozoans. Clear? So these are the four major groups of your protozoans. So the first one is amoeboid protozoans, right? So it is nothing but your amoeba. Clear? So they have got finger-like projections and they live in the fresh water and also in the moist soil. Next is their nutrition. The nutrition is your holozoic. So they follow the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, where they digest everything inside the vacuole only. Clear? So next one is your flagellated protozoans, right? Flagellated. What do you mean by flagellated? When you talk about flagellated means they have got flagella for their movement. So you can see that it is a flagella, isn't it? So these are flagellated and they have got what? They have got all cell organelles like Golgi apparatus. You can see Golgi apparatus. Then they have got mitochondria, they have got nucleus, right? And they have also got your vacuole, isn't it? So they have chloroplast, right? So this is all about your flagellated protozoans. Now they are found where? They are found in the aquatic, free-living, parasitic or symbiotic. Some of them are parasitic, some of them are symbiotic. And the nutrition is your holozoic, saprophobic, and parasitic. Now, what type of disease they cause? They cause your trypanosoma. This is also one mark question. Like, what type of disease is being caused by protozoa? So, the flagellated protozoans, they cause a disease that is known as your trypanosoma, right? Trypanosoma, right? So it is which causes your sleeping sickness. Clear? So it is being caused by your flagellated protozoans. Next type is your ciliated protozoans. So what are they? They are found where in the aquatic protozoan. So they are found in the aquatic places and the cilia, it helps them in their movement and locomotion to capture what? To capture the food. Clear? And the asexual mode of reproduction, how it occurs? Yes, by the binary fission, whereas the sexual reproduction occurs by conjugation. Clear? So asexual reproduction occurs by binary fission, sexual by conjugation. So this is all about your ciliated protozoans. So you can see these pictures of ciliated protozoans. Next is your what? Next is your sporozoans, protozoans, right? So what they do? They form spores and these spores are toxic in nature. So they are infectious. So you can see in this picture, these are nothing but the spores, right, which are being formed. So this type of protozoans, they form spores and infect the other organisms, right? So they follow basically parasitic mode of nutrition. So they are endoparasites and pathogenic. So as I'm saying that they form spores and they are toxic. So they are pathogenic. They infect the other living organisms and they follow what? And they follow parasitic mode of nutrition. So they are what? They are endoparasites. They live inside the body. Clear? Locomotory organs. Yes, the locomotory organs are absent. So in them, they do not have the locomotory organs and also a contractile vacuoles. Clear? Next, already I have said what is the mode of nutrition? It is parasitic. Clear? Example, you can see Plasmodium, which is the malarial parasite. So Plasmodium, it causes what? It causes your malaria. Clear? So this is all about the 4 types of your protozoan protista. So we have completed your Kingdom Protista. Clear? So far we have seen the 3 types of your Kingdom Protista and also we have seen the characteristics of Kingdom Protista. Clear? I hope you all are cleared. Next is your what? Yes, Kingdom Fungi. So now let us see what is this Kingdom Fungi. So the study of this is known as your mycology. So what is this mycology? It is a branch of science which deals with the study of what? Yes, the study of various fungus. Clear? So mycology is the branch of science which deals with the study of various fungus. Clear? And they are what? They are eukaryotic cell. So they are multicellular. So they are not unicellular. They are multicellular. They are eukaryotic cell. And the cell wall, yes, the cell wall is made up of, what is the cell wall made up of? It is made up of chitin and polysaccharides. So they are also one type of your carbohydrates only. So chitin, polysaccharides. So that is the cell wall which is made up of in case of fungi. And the fungal body is an assemblage of long, extremely fine threads-like structure which is known as your hyphae. So here you can see this is the hyphae. This area, this portion, it is your hyphae. What are this? These are long thread-like structures. So you can see these are long, right? And how they look like? They look like threads, isn't it? So these are long thread-like structures which are coming here, right? So you can see. So these are long thread-like structures. So these are nothing but your hyphae. So Hyphae, right? So this is also one of the important point to remember. So what is hyphae? Hyphae is nothing but your long thread-like structure. So you can see it has got a cap. This portion is known as your gills, this one, and the top portion, it is known as your cap. Clear? And this one, this is known as your stalk. Is that clear? So this is the body of your fungi. Yes. So the numerous hyphae which gets twinned around and it forms what? It forms mycelium. So when many hyphae, it comes together, it forms what? It forms mycelium. Clear? Yes. So the kingdom fungi, they follow what type of mode of nutrition? The mode of nutrition is your parasitic mode of nutrition, saprophytic, or the symbiotic. Symbiotic, you know, they live in mutual association with each other, right? In case of Mycorrhizae, we can see, right? Symbiotic association. And parasitic, you know, that uses others' body to derive the nutrition. And saprophytes means what? They use what? Dead and decayed matter for their food. Clear? So, yes. And the reproduction is by vegetative reproduction in case of asexual and sexual reproduction. How they do? Yes, sexual mode of reproduction is your, yes, is by forming the spores. Clear? forming the gametes. So they form gametes. So sexual reproduction is by forming the gametes, and vegetative reproduction, that is your asexual mode of reproduction. Clear? Yes. Next is your classes of fungi. So what are the various classes of fungi? So first one is your phycomycetes, ascomycetes, second one basidiomycetes, and deuteromycetes. So these are the four types of your fungi, or the four classes of your fungi. So first one is your phycomycetes. Now let us see what are the characteristics of your phycomycetes. So yes, what are the characteristics of it? So they are found where they are found in the aquatic habitat, and also they are found where they are found in the decaying wood, in moist and damp places. The fungi, you will see that they will be occupying the moist places only. So they are found in the aquatic habitat, or also they are found in the decaying wood, or in the, yes, in the damp places. Clear? And also they have got hyphae wall, which consists of your microfibrils like cellulose and chitin, or both. So their cell wall is made up of chitin or the polysaccharides, right, and cellulose. And the asexual mode of reproduction is by formation of your sporangia. So asexual mode of reproduction is by formation of sporangia. Sporangia is nothing but forming the spores. So you can see here, this is a structure which is showing this round shaped, right? So these are what? These are nothing but your spore formation. So fungi, they form spores, and which infect the other living organisms. So asexual reproduction involves the formation of sporangia, that is by forming the spores. Clear? Next is your, yes, sporangia function as conidia in dry habitats, and it function as zoosporangia under the wet condition. So this sporangia, it has got two functions. One, it is like it functions as conidia, where in the dry habitat, and second is your, it functions as zoospores in the wet condition. So the zoospores, they have got flagella, which helps them in the movement. And conidia is also one type of asexual reproduction only. So the sporangia has got two functions. One as conidia, other X is your what? Zoosporangia. Clear? Next is the gametes. When the gametes are similar, what are these gametes? Gametes are nothing but what? These are the sex cells. These are the reproductive cells. So when the gametes are similar, they are known as what? Isogametes. So when the gametes are similar, they are known as your isogametes. So iso means what? Iso means same. Iso means same. So when the gametes are morphologically similar, they are known as your isogametes. And when they are dissimilar, when they are not matching with each other, they are known as your oogamous. Clear? So these are the two types of your gametes. When they are not similar, they are known as your oogamous. Clear? And yes, they also cause various diseases. What are the various diseases? Like they will cause late blight of potato. So they causes late blight of potato is also one type of the fungal infection in case of plants. In case of potato, white rust it causes. Clear? So example is albugo and rhizopus. These are the two types of your phycomycetes. Clear? Now let us see the second one. Yes, second one is your ascomites. What are these ascomites? They are commonly known as your sac fungi. So you can see in this picture, it looks like a sac-like structure, isn't it? So that's why they are known as your sac fungi. So this type of fungi, yes, they are mostly what? They are mostly multicellular. Few will be finding what? Unicellular. Fungi, they are mostly multicellular only. They are multicellular eukaryotes. Very rarely they will be unicellular. In case of yeast, which reproduce by what? Which reproduce by budding, isn't it? So it is only unicellular. Most of the fungi are multicellular. So for example, penicillium, right? Really unicellular fungi is your yeast, which reproduces by what? Which mode of asexual reproduction? Yes, it is your what? It is your budding. Yes. So it reproduces by your budding, isn't it? So now let us see mycelium. What is this mycelium? It is how is the mycelium in case of this fungi? So the mycelium means what? When the hyphae they come together and form a structure that is known as your mycelium. So mycelium is generally branch septate. So you can see here in this picture. So this shows like branch structure, isn't it? So they are branched. Clear? And now what do you mean by this septate? What does this mean? Septate. Septate is nothing but having individual cells. So these are the fungi. They have got individual cells. So you can see they have got what? They have got single cells. So they have got individual cells and they are covered by cell wall. Clear? So septate are having individual cells and they are covered by what? They are covered by cell wall. Whereas in case of our septate, it will be having individual cell, but it is not covered with your cell wall. Clear? So this is about your, yes, septate. And what is this? Mycelium. How is this? Mycelium. Clear? Yes. Next is your asexual spores are conidia. That is, they grow in the dry condition. They are found in the dry habitat. So it is conidia. Whereas sexual spores are your ascospores. Clear? So sexual spores are ascospores. So this ascus, that is singular, when you pronounce as, it will be your ascus. So these ascus are arranged in different types of fruiting bodies, which is known as your ascocarps. So when these ascus, when you join together or when they combine together, they form many cells, that is they combining together and they form a huge body that is known as your fruiting body. They are going to divide and so that is known as your ascocarps. Clear? So that is all about your ascomites. Next type of fungi is your what? Is your basidomycetes. Clear? So what is this basidomycetes? We take mushroom, isn't it? So mushroom is a edible fungi. Clear? So this is the picture of a mushroom. So it's an edible fungi. It comes under which class of fungi? It is your basidomycetes. So what are this? They are generally found where? They are generally found in the terrestrial. Yes, they may be terrestrial or they may be saprophytic or they may be parasitic. So you have seen, have you ever experienced when you keep the bread for a longer period of time, like 1 week or 15 days, you will see that the molds coming up, right? So what are that? They are nothing but a fungi. Clear? So terrestrial, saprophytic and parasitic mode of, or they are found where? They are found in those places. That is terrestrial, saprophytes, parasitic forms. Some they live inside our body also. They are parasites. And also, they are also known as your club fungi. So, what is the other name of your basidomycetes? It is your club fungi. Clear? So, what is the other name of your ascomycetes? It is your sec fungi. So, here the other name is your club fungi. The MCQ questions might come. And the mycelium is branched and septate. Yes, already I explained what is your mycelium and what is the meaning of septate. Septate means what? Having individual cell covering with a cell wall. Clear? Next is your asexual spores are not found. In them, asexual spores are not found, but they reproduce by vegetative mode of reproduction. Now, what is this asexual spores? The asexual spores are your conidia and zoospores, isn't it? So these are not found in this basidomycetes, whereas they reproduce by this asexual mode of reproduction, that is your vegetative reproduction. So this is very common, vegetative reproduction by fragmentation, so which is very common in case of your basidomycetes. And also sex organs are absent in them. So basidospores are produced by what? They are produced by your karyogamy. So this is the process of division of your nucleus. Karyogamy is the final stage where the nucleus divides. So how they reproduce, that is the basidospores, they are produced how? They are produced by your meiosis and your karyogamy. Is that clear? What will be the example of it? As I've already said, that is mushroom, isn't it? So what is the scientific name of it? That is Agaricus campestris. Clear? So that is the example, which is your edible mushroom. Clear? Next, last one is your deuteromycetes. So what is this deuteromycetes? Where they are commonly found? They are commonly known as your imperfect fungi. Why they are known as your imperfect fungi? Because only the asexual or the vegetative phase of this fungi are known. So only the asexual phase is known. We don't know about the sexual mode of reproduction. So that's why it is known as your imperfect fungi. And they are mostly terrestrial. That is, only few will be your aquatic. Clear? Okay. Now this asexual reproduction, how they occurs? They occurs by formation of conidia or by chlamydospores. Example is your tricladium and particularia. So these are the two examples of your deuteromites. So by this, we are done with the 4 types of your fungi. Now let us see some of the fungi which lives in mutual association with each other, like the symbiotic mode of nutrition. One is your lichens, another is your Mycorrhizae. So what is this lichen? They are the symbiotes which live in association between the algae and your fungi. So these are the symbiotic association between your algae and fungi. Clear? Yes, the algal component is known as your phycobionts. The algal component is known as your phycobionts, and the fungal component is known as your mycobionts. Clear? So these are the 2 important things to remember. What is that algal component? It's known as your phycobionts, and the fungal component is known as your mycobionts. Clear? So where they are found? They are found in the walls, they are found in the rocks, trees, etc. Clear? The major part of your lichen body is fungus. Only the 5% will be your algal part. Most of the part is your fungus. Only the 5% is your algal part. And the fungus, how it is helping? Both of them, they help each other. As you know that symbiotic association, both of them will be helping each other, right? So there is a mutual association between each other. So what they do, the fungus can obtain what? Can obtain photosynthesis from the algae. That is, the fungus can take the food from the algae. What they do? The algae can grow in a drier environment. Then otherwise can tolerate. Then it could otherwise tolerate. So what they do? The fungus, it gets food from the algae, right? And the algae, it is living in a dry environment. You know that algae cannot live in a dry environment, right? So it can live with this mutual association. I hope you are clear with this lichens. Next one, let us see the mycorrhizae. So what is this mycorrhizae? This mycorrhizae is also one type of your symbiotic association between your fungi and the roots of the plants. So it's a symbiotic association between what? Between the fungi, right? That is between the fungus and the roots of the plant. So this fungi, they live near the roots of the plants and they help each other. Like the fungi, it derives the nutrition from the plant, right? And also it helps the plants in uptake of the, what did fungi do? It helps in the uptake of the moisture and also phosphorus, nutrients for the plants. So let us see the uses of this mycorrhiza. So it helps what? It helps in your absorption of minerals from the soil and it provides to the roots. So it helps in the uptake of your minerals from the soil, which are very, very essential to the roots. So this fungi or this fungus, it helps. And also helps in increasing the absorption of water, as you can see in this, right? It is written. And they produce growth-inducing hormones. Now, plants also needs hormones for their growth and division. So this mycorrhiza, it plays an important role in providing the hormones, providing the growth hormones to the plants. Clear? Yes. So by this, we are done with your kingdom fungi. Now let us see the kingdom Plantae. As you already know that kingdom Plantae means what? Yes, it is your plants. All the plants are categorized in kingdom Plantae. So, yes. So here you can see that, let us see the classes. You all know about what is this plants. You know that plants have got cell wall. Plants, they cannot move, that is no locomotion, and also they show slow response to stimuli, isn't it? And they are all eukaryotes. All the plants are eukaryotes. Clear? So now let us see the classes. And one of the plants, this is very, very important, Cuscuta. So this is a plant which is parasite. This is a parasitic plant. So Cuscuta is a parasitic plant. So these are the 5 classes. So the kingdom includes the following classes. What are the following classes of this kingdom Plantae? This you will study in detail in your chapter number 3. Now today let us just see algae, bryophytes, tetridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. This all we are going to study in chapter number 3 in detail. Clear? So, after kingdom Plantae is your kingdom? Yes, kingdom Animalia. So, this also we will be studying in your chapter number 4 in detail. You have got a separate chapter for that. So, you know that in kingdom Animalia, that is we animals, right? We do not have got cell wall. That is absence of cell wall. And we follow the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And the food, it is reserved in the form of glycogen. This all we have already seen. And locomotion, yes, it is present. Locomotion is present. And we show, yes, quick response. We show quick response to the external stimuli. Clear? So, here, these are the various classes like your porifera, right? Nematodes, then Colenoptera, platyhelminths. These are the various 9 classes of this kingdom Animalia we are going to study in your chapter number, yes, in your chapter number 4 in detail. Clear? So, this is all about your kingdom Animalia. So, from this table, this is your chart from your NCERT book. This is very, very easy to understand. If you follow this chart, you can see that in case of cell type, how it is. In case of Monera, yes, it is your prokaryotic. And the rest are your eukaryotes, isn't it? So all you can see, eukaryotes. This will help you to remember easily. And nuclear membrane, how it is. In case of Monera, it is absent, isn't it? And in case of fungi and then Protista and then Plantae, all have got this nucleus. That is, nuclear membrane is present, isn't it? So just go through it. This is very much useful. You can remember it very easily with this chart. Yes. So the last one, let us see virus, right? So these viruses are classified into 4 groups. That is your filamentous, isometric, and enveloped and head and tail. You know that viruses are very, very much harmful, isn't it? They cause lots of diseases, right? So many viruses, what they do, the virus, they cannot live outside. They need a host cell. So they need a host to survive. So this virus, they get attached to the host cell and they replicate inside our body only. They use our body as a mechanism and they divide continuously. Clear? So they need a host to survive. And some of the virus, they are enveloped, whereas some are having no envelope. So there are two types depending upon your envelope. One is having your envelope and another one is not having your envelope. So envelope virus and non-envelope virus. So these non-envelope virus are more resistant. These are more resistant to what? These are more resistant to changes in temperature, pH, and some disinfectants. So these viruses which are not having envelope, they are more resistant, whereas in compared to that envelope virus. So you can see this picture of a bacteriophage. This is the virus which infects the bacteria. So this virus, yes, this is the virus which infects the bacteria. So that is known as your bacteriophage. So this is the structure of this. So as you have seen that some of the viruses are having head and tail, isn't it? So it has got tail, you can see it has got head, right? So this is bacteriophage. And some other virus like HIV. So in case of this HIV, you will see this envelope, right? So HIV is human immunovirus. So this is the structure of this HIV virus. So by this, we have completed your chapter number 2. That is your biological classification, isn't it? So we have studied today what? Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Monera, then fungi, isn't it? And last we have seen how is this virus? What is this virus exactly? Clear? So I hope you have enjoyed this today's session and you have understood all the concepts from your chapter number 2, right? So yes, so this is all about your today's session. We have completed chapter number 2. So be connected with us so that you get lots and lots of information from us. Yes, and if you have liked this video, do like and also share it with others so that someone will get benefit out of it. And don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you get notification of all my classes. So till then, keep learning and stay safe.